Hey everyone, Al Ebaroa for Financial Intelligence Training. It's Wednesday, it's July 25th, it's 2018. So before we jump into some market talk, I'm going to throw out there that our fearless leader, President Donald Trump, well, he threw a real doozy our way this week. Now, engaged in a war on tariffs, and maybe war is a strong word, perhaps I should say a battle on tariffs, an argument, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, we've got something going on here. Well, the Chinese retaliated with agricultural tariffs, and we all know that, right? Well, they really put it right to where his main supporter base comes from, and they're basically sticking it to him. Now, this is a pretty brilliant and well-played move by the Chinese as far as chess goes, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm for it. In fact, I hate the tariff approach. But let's stay on topic. What threw me for a loop was President Trump is now giving $12 billion in farming subsidies. Now, I heard the announcement from Secretary Sonny Perdue, no relation to the Perdue chicken family, by the way, but I was surprised when I heard the news. It's not that farmers shouldn't get help. I'm not saying that. I just can't help to wonder on my own what the chess move here is. Secretary Perdue says the farmers are a patriotic bunch, right? Well, me too. But patriotism doesn't pay the bills. So I suppose that means we, the taxpayers, are going to do that instead. Now, I get that it's a game, but I'm struggling with the winning move and how that's going to impact us, and more importantly, how that's going to impact the markets. Meanwhile, soybeans, well, they're hitting the lowest prices we've seen in years. So that's not just isolated there. You can look at pork as being punished, and we're seeing pain in other areas as well. Now, I suppose, or I should say, I hope that this is just kind of a one step back before moving two steps forward kind of thing. I hope our president knows what he's doing. Okay, so let's talk markets. In Monday's Financial Intelligence Training class, we dove deeper into the concepts of risk pockets. I had a lot of questions from last Friday's YouTube post on the risk pockets. Well, before class, we typically always dive into some of the key areas, and one of those key areas being the financials. Well, seeing that the financials, after hitting this 2631 low and basically living in a flat base for the last 126 days, they're starting to see some signs of life. Yesterday's price action saw price behavior edge just above the 150-day moving average. That's the last of the three moving averages to hold out as overhead resistance. Now, that peak above the average, well, it didn't hold, but this is exactly the type of action that we'd like to see. Now, let me jump back to China for a moment because we're on the subject of technicals, and I'd like you to look at the ETF, the Exchange Traded Fund, EWC. Now, the last 11 days have seen it back above the 200-day moving average, and the last 6 have seen the 50-day moving average back above the 200-day. So what gives? Well, are we seeing signs of life here? Well, how about the fact that the yuan has effectively been punched in the face? The offshore rate fell to the lowest in a year, and the Chinese government announced some quantitative easing. So here we're seeing a stance that is leaning much more to a loosening policy, and we know how much the market likes that. Hey guys, did I mention Google? Oh my God, they crushed it this week. The numbers had the behemoth jump 53, which led the NASDAQ to new, fresh, all-time highs. So there's a lot of things going on in the markets. I suppose life is good, especially if you're a farmer and you happen to be long EWC and, of course, Google. All right, so look, if you're trading, guys, please remember that stock and stock options involves a substantial degree of risk. It's not suitable for all investors. If you're like me and you like to look at the charts, remember, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I'm Al Ebaroa. This is for Financial Intelligence Training. Thanks for watching, everyone.